there's a process unfolding where more room, more acceptance, greater acknowledgement, deeper trust, and a sense of permission are unfolding. The heart space, the emotional realm, and the sphere and dimension of what lies beneath the surface, what you don't see, what we are often conditioned to compartmentalize, to dull, to numb, to not overshare, to not really connect with that authentic emotional space because it's too much or it's too difficult. It results in unpredictable energy flow. It results in a swelling, a surging, as if there is a wave and there is an impetus behind that energy that is somehow bigger than you and greater than you, and that once you open the floodgates and provide an outlet for that energy to flow through, there is really no limit as to how far that heartfelt expression can reach, whether it is an expression of deep longing, of compassion, or pain due to injustice. There's a spectrum of feeling, and when there is permission granted for that heartfelt release to unfold, there are so many ways in which that expression can manifest, and the deeper I personally explore and navigate with voice as the medium and trying to cultivate and create outlets for that expression to come through in a way that feels like it's unfiltered or unpolished or just not contrived, just simply allowing for a release, giving permission for that, and then making my kind of analysis of that based on, how fully present was I with that? To what extent did I allow that to come through? What were the barriers in the way that prevented me from fully giving to that, all of myself, and conceiving those barriers and translating them into that reading of what is the body doing, what is my energy doing, what is holding back, where is there tension arising, where is there a shutting down or a tightening or a locking. And I mean that, from the point of view of not just a perceived, an awareness shift about very, very subtle changes that are kind of in that more intangible space of like your social responses or your kind of spiritual sensitivity to how you are communicating and how you are listening to yourself. But the kind of bridges between that and what can be more tangibly measured in that physical dimension, what is going on with me, how am I responding to this emotional release. And I'm saying all of this, in the freshness of experience, of taking greater care and an appreciation for the moments where it's like, okay, here comes a wave, or you can feel that there is something stirring within you that is seeking an outlet. It's expression, it's energy, it's thought form, idea. And the longer it stays in your body instrument, all of the space internally, whether you're thinking about that from the point of view of the physical instrument or, an idea that starts off as a seed or a murmur or a concept that kind of floats into your subconscious, and then, over time, with continued restriction, that small idea starts to rattle around your head and creates noise, creates a busyness and a kind of a disturbance within you, because it's seeking an outlet. It wants to be fully realized, and recognizing the value of cultivating a regular space, an opportunity, to relieve that pressure within you, so that you can turn the faucet on and you can relieve the tension of that which is unexpressed within you, to find space. And whether that manifests through a physical motion and a movement and a shifting of energy in that respect, or whether it is through your breath, through the written word, through sounding, through vocalizing and speech, tangible, bringing thought form to word and actually to name those things. or to translate that into a musical space where you're giving voice to but also in addition to those touch points, which can be regular, that can actually be compartmentalized into like a regular practice or check-in point, honoring moments as well, especially when it feels like a big wave, when it feels like a big one, you know. Those are often the ones that take me by surprise. And, you know, if I have the ability to create the space in the moment, which I'm actively at the moment trying to take more time to do that, to actually say to myself, what is my priority right now? And if I'm thinking about my sense of well-being, of balance, of being connected to my awareness and understanding myself better, knowing that if I can honor that, I'm going to be, personally speaking, in a better position to make decisions, to problem solve, to undertake tasks, because I've given myself space to be fully present with whatever it is that's coming up. And sometimes that space is not available in the way that you might want it or need it. And I think that's something that we are all really familiar with in the kind of landscape and work ethic culture that we are exposed to. You know, there's always something that comes up or a reason not to give yourself that space. Whether you're looking for an excuse or not, there's always something there that can, you know, fill that or put a sticking plaster over that. But yeah, I'm trying to take more space to just be with whatever it is that's coming up, and it might not be able to neatly flow out into you know, some writing in a nice bound journal, or, you know, into a finished song that feels appropriate to share. You know, it doesn't have to be attached to aesthetic, you know, because it's my expression ultimately. It's whatever it is, whatever the flavor of it is, whether it's nice or challenging, it doesn't matter, because I know that the more I honor and the more I allow and continue to acknowledge and give permission and space to what is arising within me, and to give that room to release, the more I can trust, you know, because we are a spectrum of emotions, ideas, and some of those things can feel distinctly like they are ours and they belong to us, and other things can feel like they are other people's ideas and energy, information. So I know that when I give myself more space to let those things spill out, if you like, onto the canvas, it gives me a clearer picture where I then have space. I'm not swimming in that emotional sphere to the extent where I'm actually unclear and pulled in all these different directions and feeling under the influence of these elements, but giving an outlet for them, and then having that little bit of room to then be able to, with a clearer perspective, whatever the frame of reference happens to be, then determine, like, is that mine? Does that belong to me? And in terms of finding then resonance with those themes or ideas or whatever it is that is arising and coming up for you, cultivating space to do that and to be in that kind of reflection mode, or, you know, if you want to turn the dial up a little bit and think of it as analysis, that is like providing you with information about your unique makeup. You know, what are the things that agitate, excite, inspire, stir within you, and that having that kind of check-in reference point and taking different elements of that feel like they're worth deeper exploration, and then using tools, if it feels appropriate, creative tools to expand or extract themes or ideas from those, so that you can glean more information and find the insight that you feel you need to bring something to a resolution if it feels unsettled, or just, you know, to bring something to a place of acceptance where it's like, okay, maybe I don't have the time, energy, tools, resources to address that issue right now, but you've given it space to be heard and acknowledged and expressed. And that was what I wanted to share with you today.